All right, welcome back. Here's our scope function. A lot of nice little pretty lines, nice colors. We're going to start over here to the right and we're going to talk about the view window. Go ahead, John.
All right, so on the right hand side in the top, you see our view. It says 60 in here. That 60 means we are looking at the last 60 seconds, or our window has a 60-second range within it. So this is the last 60 seconds that we took. So we can change that window to be something, you want to make it 20 seconds. So we can type in 20, hit tab over or enter or whatever, and now we're looking at our last 20 seconds. You can see we're timestamp 84 back to 64. Now you can grab the scroll bar here with your left click and move back. And you can see there was, we're scrolling back through it. So
all we're doing really is doing a zooming in to our scope function. So
right. So I'm just going to focus right now on this little area here. That's where Mike whacked the throttle a couple of times.
All right. Now, if you look at that graph, it looks a little confusing. All right. So what we're going to do is, if you come over here, back to here, I'm going to show you a couple of things. If you want to remove some of these graphs, let's say we want to take out ACT and TPS, all you need to do is do what, John?
Just see this green check mark? Click on it to uncheck it. ACT just went away. You can see that's gone. Let's get rid of math. Uncheck that.
Let's get rid of TPS. All right.
Now all we're looking at now is RPM.
Okay. So let's put back math and TPS. And if you want to change the color of your lines, what are you going to do, John?
Well, if you want to change those, so the color that is, if you look in the RPM row right here, the first number that's appearing, we'll talk about that later, that's in green. If you were, so that our RPM right now is the green line. If you click into that, you get this whole little palette here. You could make that whatever color you wanted. I'm just going to leave it as green, but RPM is green. Math is this blue. Throttle position is going to be our red line. That's the first color represented here.
That's it. So you don't like the colors that are there? You can always change them. Okay? All right. So let's talk about, how do you look at this data? I mean, how do you know where you're at? How do you get your cursors on here, John?
All right. So the first thing I do, I'm actually going to get rid of math for the moment too, just to kind of simplify the graph. But let's focus on the second time you whack the throttle, which is, you can see right here, this is our throttle position voltage. It's spiking here because Mike stepped into it. I can place a cursor on that with the left click. It made a purple line. Can you see that purple line it made? That is our middle column here.
So what are we talking about? Go ahead.
So at that purple line in the graph, our RPM is 1880 and our throttle position voltage is 1.12.
So
okay.
So you're telling me where that cursor is, at that point where it intersects that red graph, is what?
That's where our throttle position voltage is 1.12 volts.
Okay.
Okay? And our RPM right there is 1800. You can see that on the right. Now I can place another line in this. Let's say we go over to this point. If I use the right click, it's going to add a second line to our graph. All right, and that is our yellow line. That's a little tough to tell in the video, I think, but the one on the left is purple, the one on the right is yellow. So now if we go over to the right, we can see what the data was at the purple line and compare that to what the data is at the yellow line. You can see that RPM at the yellow line is 2941, so we increased in RPM. And the throttle position voltage is 1.18 at that point.
So, John, if we go back, you said RPM, I'm going to show you real quick, is that purple line. It's at 1880, right?
Well, the RPM is the green line.
I'm sorry, the green line, yeah.
Where the purple line intersects it, it's at 1880, yes.
All right. And the end point, your yellow one, is at 2941.
That's right.
Now, I want everyone to see all the way over to the left in that last box there, it says 1061. What is that?
That is the difference between the two values. So your RPM has increased 1061. So if you took 2941, you subtract 1880, you get 1061.
That's it. Nothing more. That's
Okay.
it. So, let's say you want to log a boost, your correction factors, any variable that you have, you can stick into the scope function. All right, and then we're going to show you how to save this when we come back, and we're going to show you how to look at it on a spreadsheet. All right, I hope that answered your question on how to set up a scope function. Anything to add, John?
Nope. We'll get it in the next video.
All right, I think we're going to go to lunch. See y'all later.